Hello and welcome back to In the Moment Art. And today we are going to do a superhero. What are we going to draw today?
Spider-Man.
Mr. Spider-Man. And he is going to be in a leaping pose, kind of jumping towards us from far away. So let's go ahead and start with our pages in the up and down portrait position. And we are going to use either a pencil or our Sharpie marker. I'm going to go ahead and just use the Sharpie marker. If you'd like to use your pencil first to trace, then come back with the Sharpie, that's fine too. And we're going to go ahead and get started. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Excited?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here we go. So we're going to start with our head of Spider-Man. We're going to kind of measure from the top. We're going to put him kind of right in the center. So let's go ahead and do 2 fingers from the top of the page and just put a little dot. We want that dot to be in the middle part of our page, just roughly. And his head is going to be about, I'd say like a whole hand's width. So I'm going to do 4 fingers straight down from that last dot that we did. And you can do probably your whole hand because my hand's a little bigger than yours.
I'll do 4 wide fingers.
Wide fingers, that works. Alrighty. And then we're going to do a little bit shorter. I'm going to do 3 fingers. I'm going to line my 3 fingers up with my middle finger right on that middle one. For you, I'd say do 4. If you have smaller hands, I'd say do 4. Got it?
Yeah.
Alright, so when we draw Spider-Man's head, it's kind of like the shape of an egg. Okay? So the top is going to be more rounded than the bottom. The bottom's going to have his chin. So what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to do my pencil just so people kind of see. So I want to come around, joining those dots, making that egg shape. Just kind of roughly sketching it out. And since we're doing this in pencil, we can go over the top of it and it's not really going to matter. Okay.
Just helps in case you mess up.
Right, so there's kind of my egg shape. I want the top to be a little bit wider. I'm going to make mine even a little more wide. I'm going to erase the inner line. We're going to go over all this anyway with markers, so it doesn't really matter. Something like that. Okay, and then we're going to grab our Sharpie once we're happy with what we got, and we're going to trace that line. All the way around. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and plan out the eyes. Those are pretty important. So the eyes, I'm going to find the middle part of his head here. I'm just going to do kind of like a little cross. Okay, so the middle this direction and the middle this direction, that's going to help us. And his nose is going to be a little bit further down, so I'm going to put a little dash right there. All right, and this is where we're going to have the eyes come off. So the eyes are going to be as wide as the right of this line all the way to the side. The inside part of the eye, all these are going to be curved shapes. So I want a diagonal that comes out just like that, but it's going to be a little bit curved. Okay. It's going to come all the way almost to the edge and around and back up. So it's kind of going to be like a leaf shape. See that? And we want to make sure we leave enough for the outer border. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to draw the eye on the other side, and we're going to try to make that a mirror image of that. So I want it to be this curved line on top, and then I'm going to come down and around. And it's not going to be exactly the same, but we just want to do our best. Something like that. Very nice. So now we're going to go ahead and switch to our Sharpie. And what I want to do when I do the outer border is I want to make sure that there are little points up here. So I'm going to put 2 little dots. And I'm just going to outline what I did before. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bolder line on the outside of that and come up to that point. So I'm going to make that line bigger, just basically putting a border. And then I'm going to have a little point at the top. So it's going to look like that. Same with the other side. I'm going to outline. I'm going to add that point. Fill in the border.
Okay.
Alright, so now I'm going to switch back to the pencil, just so we can work out where his body's supposed to go. So I'm going to go 1 to 2 fingers down from his chin. That's going to be like kind of where his belly button's at. Okay. So what we're going to do from here, we're going to make a curved V shape. These are going to be like his hips. And that's going to be about 1 to 2 fingers wide, something like that. Looks like a little bird flying there. Alright, so now we're going to bring this line all the way up to his cheek right here. And we're going to go almost, pretty much to the bottom of the eye here. So I'm going to swoop up. It's not going to be a straight line though. It's going to come up a little bit, straight. And then when it gets to right about here, it's just going to flare out a little bit. Like so. Alright. Same on the other side. We're going to come up, flare out a little bit. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do the rest of his arms. We didn't come quite to that line, right? We got a little bit of space. So these are his armpits right here. So we're just going to come out until we get to the middle of that. See, we have the middle of our eye right here. So I could draw a little line if I wanted to. And I'm going to come out to that line, pretty much a straight line, till I hit that middle part of the eye. Same on this side. Alright. Still with me?
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got... Looks kind of funny right now, but wait till we get the hands on here. Alright, so 1 finger up from there. We're going to come in from the eye on a slightly different angle. And we're going to do the top part of the arm. It's going to come in kind of the same. Make sure it's on an upward angle. Okay, so that's the top part of the arm. Okay, very nice. Alright, so his hands are kind of, we're going to put them behind him. All we're going to see is like 3 fingers. We're going to see the thumb, and it's going to look kind of like that. Okay, so on this hand, our thumb's going to be down here. So I'm going to do a little circle for the part of the hand, and then we're going to do the thumb. The thumb is kind of squared, and then we're going to make a C shape, something like that. So we've got the hand, the thumb, and the C shape, and we're going to stop. Okay. Alright, and Then we're going to tuck this finger. This finger is wrapped underneath his hand, so we're going to go back a little bit and around. We're going to make that index finger come over and down like that. We're going to go ahead and connect this line and tuck that other finger that we can't really see back behind there in this little shape right here. Hands are tricky to draw, so
Don't expect it to be perfect.
don't expect it to be perfect. We just do the best we can. I'm actually going to change this line just a little bit, make it a little bigger. Okay. That's the beauty of using pencil. Okay? Then the last thing on this arm is he wears gloves. So right about here where it goes behind the head, we're just going to make a little curved line like this. Put his glove on him. Alright, same on the other side. So at the bottom here, we're going to do a little curved shape for the hand. And then our thumb is going to come out here. Okay, this is mirror image of what we did on the other side. Then we're going to do our C shape. In this case, a reverse C shape. C shape. Reverse C shape. C shape. Say that fast 3 times.
She shape, she shape, she shape.
Alright, then our finger that's going to be tucked behind there. 1 knuckle, 2 knuckles. Back down. Okay. Then we can go ahead and connect that line with our arm. Right? Don't forget the little finger back here. Or the multiple fingers hiding behind. Okay. And our line for the glove. So now what we're going to do, let's put some legs on this guy. Alright, and then we'll just outline it once we get all the pencil part done.
Perfect.
Alright, so right here, his legs are going to be like frog legs, okay? His heels are going to be tucked up right below where his belly button is. Alright, so we want these legs to be wider than his head. I'm going to say a whole hand's width for you. I'm going to do like a loose hand's width for me. Alright, and the knees are going to be right out here, okay? Way up underneath him. So I'm going to go ahead and just line up my hand. And I'm going to make a little mark out here. And I'm going to make a little mark out here. And pretty much those 2 marks, they're going to be straight down from the middle of the hand. So you see if I line those up, they're going to be lined up with the hands. You see that? You could use your pencil. Now you could even come out a little further even.
To line up here?
To the middle of the hand.
Oh,
See how it's in the middle of the hand? Yep. Pretty close to the middle of the hand. Depends on how big you made your arms, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be our kneecaps way out on the end, okay? So we're going to make 2 oval shapes. So I'm going to start right here on the hip. Okay? I'm going to come out through that mark that I made. Close to it. Okay, like a big oval. Okay? And then I'm going to come around and I'm going to end up right about here. So I'm going to come all the way around. I'm going to make the bottom part of the oval similar to the top. Okay, so those are our legs tucked underneath us. Alright. So now what I want you to do is I want you to do the inner part. So we're going to do a reverse curve that's going to be pointed down. I want you to find the midpoint here and the midpoint here. Okay, and we're going to draw a line connecting those 2 spots. Okay.
Okay.
Then all we got to do is draw the feet now. So we go right here to his ankle. We're going to come back on the line just a little bit. We're going to let that line come back. And we got 2 more ovals here that are going to be pointed down. So I go here. And up to this midline. Same with the other side. We go here. Oh, that foot's a little bigger than the other one. That's okay. let that line, see how this line goes a little bit in past.
Mm.
Okay. And once we have those feet drawn, we can go ahead and put little boots on them. Just a little curved line on each side for the boots. And now all we have left is some of the detail work. Okay, so he's flying our way. So let's go ahead and do the little spider on his chest. It's going to be right about here. And draw the little spider body. Eight legs, right?
Yes.
Something like that. And then behind that, we have a line that comes down on his chest like this. And another line like this. Doesn't come all the way down though. Leave about a finger's width. And then this line actually goes the other direction off to the side of his chest like that. Kind of looks like a big arrow. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so now we just have the spider webs on his face.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can delete any marks I had before. We don't need those anymore. Okay. Clean it up a little bit with the eraser. Give you a moment to do that. All right, so we have the eyeballs that come together, so the nose part of the mask is going to kind of be right in this spot right here. So I'm just going to draw a little tiny triangle, kind of like what you would do on like a jack-o'-lantern. Okay, just a little tiny triangle. Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we're going to come down. Speaking of triangles, we're going to follow that all the way down off his chin like this. Kind of looks like Darth Vader. It's not Darth Vader. Okay. Now here, we're just going to go straight up from the middle part of that triangle to the top of his head. Then this line is going to go just on top of the eye diagonally. You can even put a little bit of a curve in there, that's fine. Same with the other side, a little bit of a curve. Alright, the key to making a spider web look like a spider web is to have curved lines, not straight lines, okay?
Okay.
So when we do this, we want these lines to dip a little bit. So let me show you what it's going to look like. I'm also going to put a line here and a line here. I almost forgot about that. Alright, so I want this line. Let's finish these two little sneaky lines. Alright, so I want this line to start here, but it's going to curve down. You see that? Not a straight line, but a curve. That kind of looks like a frowny face. Alright, now this next line, it's going to connect where we stopped. Okay, but it's also going to be curved. You see that?
Yes.
Alright, so let's go ahead and put those in.
Now it really looks like a brown face.
I know. Depends on where you put that line, huh? Alright, same with these ones. We got 1, 2, 3 here. 1. Can't really see that one. 2 and 3. Same with these two sections here. We got 1, 2, 3. Each section has 3. 1. Make sure they connect. 2 and 3. Now we got our Spidey face. Alright, so from here, while you're working on that, go ahead and grab your Sharpie. We're going to darken up all those lines as soon as we're happy with them. And then we're going to color it in. See what we get at the end. Excited! All right, and that's our Spider-Man. If you want to, you can experiment with doing maybe some streaks, kind of like rays coming off a sun in the back. That would give the look of him flying towards you. That's up to you if you have more time. But that's our Spider-Man. Did you have fun?
Yeah, that was fun.
High five. Good job. We'll see you next time on In the Moment Art. Bye.
Bye.